At just barely over 3,700 pounds, if what you are looking for is a really well put together but not large little camper for either singles or doubles camping, then things like this 2106 Winnebago FBS here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan might be exactly what you've been searching for. And there are a lot of really good qualities to this one, but the fact that with the slide fully retracted as we see it currently, this RV remains, you know, fully accessible for any sort of traveling requirements. All you're really going to lose out on is just access to the TV. So if you need to get into the camper, you need to get to the fridge, to the bathroom, to the bed, you can do all that here. She's what's called turtle friendly. But when you do open that slide up, you get a nice living space and a little towing camper. And they really do a good job of balancing the two in this one, I think. Probably not an accident that the whole 21.0 whatever family of Winnebago micro mini couple campers have been their most popular things out there. So the thing to remember too, guys, this is the 2106 FBS. That means fixed bed with a sofa slide. There's also the 2106 DS, which is a dual sofa Murphy bed model. There's the 2108 DS, which is a front Murphy bed with sofa below and dinette slide. There's the 2106, you get the point. There's multiple versions of this. So if you want a fixed bed or a Murphy bed, if you want a sofa or a dinette, or if you want a set of twin beds up front, Winnebago makes even one of those. They make 5 different versions of this nearly same trailer, essentially just with a different slide and with a different bed up front, and you can pick up pretty much any combination of those you're looking for. So this is the FBS, the front, you know, fixed bed with a slide out. And all 4 or 5, actually, of these floor plans each have little different things that they each do well, and with a lot of things that they each do the same. So the FBS, it's just, I guess you call it the least hassle, even though Winnebago's Murphy bed is about as hassle-free as it comes. You just have a normal, just little front camp queen that you can walk around here, but where this one really shines is that it has more storage up in the bed area since it has a fixed bed that they can depend on being there. It's also an easy area where you get to see kind of some of the guts of the trailer, if you will. Like you see plywood decking. Even where they don't expect you to look, Winnebago tends to use plywood. A little bit higher grade stuff. You can see the struts for easy lift. And to show you how big this is, I threw this in here. This is the a cover for a set of 30-pound propane tanks. And you can see how it easily fits in here, and there's still room to spare on this thing. So you have quite the storage chest, and it is completely separate from the front pass-through compartment. Now over here on the left, the bed's a little bit in the way, allow me to drop this. We do have a single, I would say smaller, hanging closet. It's not the largest, but you have more hanging storage in the bathroom area, so you're not relegated to just this one closet. But on the left, you see that giant window right there? And over on the right, you see a matching giant window. That is something Winnebago likes to do on these that helps this little camper feel not so little. Now, even above the bed, in the fixed bed model, you can put a full shelf up here, or pardon me, cabinet up here, as opposed to a Murphy bed model, which will lose any sort of overhead storage. So that's one of the things that this one does well here. But again, having those nice big windows so that you can actually look all around your campsite, that's something that these little Winnies do very well. But what if you have a guest? Well, that's where this sliding privacy curtain comes into play, and we'll see the sofa folded down into guest mode in just a minute. But the fact is, every now and then, whether it's you need a change of clothes, or you want a little bit of a visual break point, or maybe just for your personal comfort, you do like there to be some sort of curtain between you and everybody else when you're sleeping. Well, fact is, you do have that ability here, and that's something that not all open bedroom campers provide. A lot of times that's a thing that gets removed for cost reasons from a lot of brands, but Winnebago's not a cost-sensitive product. They're a feature and material-sensitive product. But a couple key notes over here. Like you see this beautiful campside triple window. Gives you great airflow, great visibility all over your campsite. But it's easy to forget that Winnebago spends a little more money to put a real window in their entry door, not just one of those frosty glass jobs, so you can actually see who's out here, and these are heavily tinted, so people aren't going to see in. It's also important to remember that they do include a privacy shade right in the door for that window as well. Now, all of our cabinetry, our doors are a full hardwood door frame. We have what's called lumber core styles, which is a real wood core with a wrapped cabinet face, basically. Pretty common in the RV industry, but Winnebagos are pocket screwed, which is a nicer thing. You also have your command centers hidden in that little door up there for your awning and slides and water heater and stuff, so the littles can't get to it if they're over. Also, something to remember. It could be a variant on the one that we have in stock, but we typically upgrade even our little micro minis here with their 15,000 BTU air conditioner. So this little thing can have a big air conditioner. So I don't care if you're in Phoenix in the summer, you'll be comfortable here. And that goes hand in hand with the weather package you can apply to the Winnebagos that we'll talk about in a little more detail outside. Over here, a couple key things. We have a full-size 6 cubic foot fridge freezer in a smaller camper. There's still a lot of brands that build something this size that give you the little, I call it truck camper fridge that goes under the countertop. Now look over at our stove. So we've got a stove cover and we have both side and back splashes. It's those extra details that really separate the Winnies here. We have all sealed edge countertops and table, which you haven't seen yet that we'll get there, inclusive of that little counter extension leaf right there. Easy reach power outlet right below, right above these full depth plywood box drawers. And they had, years ago, they used to put a little shelf in there. You could always put one back in, but they got rid of that shelf, so you actually have a nice spot for a wastebasket. Now, we have a completely ventless, carpetless floor, including around the slide out. There's no carpet in this camper whatsoever, other than the carpet square that I'm stepping on currently, just to keep my shoes clean. This is as neat, simple, easy cleaning as it gets. Over here at our entertainment, we do have a Bluetooth DVD player. Nothing too uncommon, so we're not going to spend too much time talking about that there. But what's also nice is what we have going on in the slide out. Because we got a big cross breeze window, you get a nice little daytime seating position. But you're looking around and you might be thinking, sure, but where do I eat? And it pretty much comes at no surprise that Winnebago has that covered. Hiding behind that sofa back, between the wall of the slide and the sofa back itself, is this handy free-floating, you could say dining table, picnic table, utility table, whatever you want. It's lightweight, it's easy to move, it has the same material as your kitchen countertop, so it matches your interior decor flawlessly. It's there when you need it, gone when you don't. I've talked a little bit about this sofa being guest-friendly. I think part of that are these nice pleated shades you can pull down all over the place to really block out the sun and have plenty of privacy in here if you want. But if you do have, probably better for a small guest for the weekend or a big dog, you could fold that down. Now, I am not blind. I can see that this area of the sofa is flatter than that area of the sofa. People are going to say, well, that's not going to be very comfortable to lay on. Maybe, maybe not. Depends on what the kid likes. But the fact is, this is a couples camper first. This is not a bunk model. It is made for the comfort of the one or two primary owners. This is a secondary concern. So it's just one of those things that's there if you absolutely need it. Now, someone's also going to ask, can I trade the sofa out? And no, you absolutely cannot. And you're thinking, what? Why? Why not? Well, because that slide out doesn't go all the way down to the floor. So you can't swap this out for something like a theater seat, because the theater seat would start like 9 to 12 inches up in the air, and your feet would be dangling like in the back seat of Grandpa's old Studebaker. So, and the reason is because the sofa is actually positioned above the wheel well, which does bump up above the floor level. So this is not a floor flush slide out. They just dressed it up with the sofa fascia to really give it that sort of nice appearance. They've done a very good job of it, frankly. So we already saw how we can get to the bathroom with the slide closed. Quick little look in here. We have a simple shower, not a travel trailer tub, but it's a well-sized shower that even bigger folks like me can get into and have plenty of elbow room, which they've really made even more dramatic with that handy little radius bend shower curtain door wall thing. So it's not just a cheap curtain, it's something that's a little more substantial and you won't knock it down. Now, remember how I said up in the bedroom area there was an extra closet in the bathroom? This is about twice as much hanging storage as what you saw up there, and there is additional storage down below, and I love to look into it because you get to see what Winnebago's all about. You see down in here where the that pipe goes through the floor, how they put that nice little white grommet around it. That is really, they didn't have to put that there. That's not code or anything. It's just the right thing to do to make it look nice, neat, and clean so that this thing always has a good look for you. Now, over here you can see our heat vent that does come over here into the bathroom area. Some folks have questioned, are these bathrooms in these mini Winnies, or micro Minis, heated? And yes, they are. Handy little appliance outlet right above a little utility drawer. And I like how your light switch is here where it's easy to reach. Again, if you have, you know, someone who's a little smaller with you, they don't have to reach up to the ceiling to click everything. But note, I didn't really talk about this in the kitchen. You have stainless steel sinks throughout your Winnebagos, whether it's the kitchen, the bathroom, everything. And you've got a nice little chunk of counter space back here, so that if you do have toothbrushes and whatnot, you actually have a good place to put them. And hey, why not have an actual, you know, real true medicine cabinet type vanity as opposed to just a mirror glued to the wall? Winnebago does all those extra little things. Kind of like here in the bathroom, they have 2 AC ducts in the bathroom to make sure this little room always gets good airflow, because sometimes, and how about the fact that it is centralized? A lot of small campers do not have central air, and then Winnebago took it a step further with vents that both open and close. You know, every little thing that most brands can do, Winnebago pretty much does do all of those in these little guys. One of the first things to address out here is to remember that the one that we're looking at in this video, again, could be different from what we have on hand. Specifically due to the fact that Winnebago is one of the only manufacturers that gives you multiple different exterior skin packages, and they don't just give you 1 or 2, they give you like 5 or 6. But what's nice is they all have that exact same T60 diesel pusher gel coat on the outside there. You see that literal mirror-like reflectivity on those things. This is a completely different fiberglass used as compared to literally anything else and everything else that you're going to find in the towable RV industry, short of another Winnebago like that big blue beauty right there. So what makes it so different? Well, most fiberglass is called Phylon. It comes on a roll, and it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It's pretty and all that good stuff. It's easy to clean. It's smooth skin. It gives you those fancy eye appeals. But Winnebago stuff is thicker, heavier, stronger. It can't come in a roll. It comes on a sheet because it itself, the skin itself, is as thick as a sheet of Luan. So it is literally, the skin is literally part of the sidewall structure and support. Now, going along with the ease of towability is the fact that these are 7 foot wide, which means that they are not wider than your vehicle. They're easier to see around, although I always do recommend tow extension mirrors, guys. But the fact is, you get less headwind, and you don't feel as intimidated with this thing behind something like a tow package SUV or like a Toyota Tacoma, something like that. You know, not everybody has a half-ton or wants a half-ton. If you like, listen, I have a tow package SUV and I don't want to give up my daily driver, I don't want to get a half-ton, but I also want a trailer that is just really put together right. That's who these guys are right here. Another cool thing on that skin is it's very serviceable. So God forbid, let's say you're going through a campground and a low-hanging tree branch like rakes the side of that thing and leaves some scratches. You can buff them out of this stuff. You could take it to a body shop and have it worked on if you had to, like an automotive shop. They can work on this kind of fiberglass and get the job done. The whole chassis of this thing is also a little bit different. It's a lighter weight Z-frame chassis, more of an aircraft style. It is lighter, but stronger, but not less expensive. This is not at all the least expensive little camper we could be looking at, but it is, in terms of service records, statistically, Winnebago's come back less than any other brand here at Haylett RV. That's pretty awesome. I mean, that's really awesome. Now, we have applied to this one in this video the optional weather package. What that includes starts here on the rear wall. There's a layer of radiant barrier foil that runs up the rear wall, across the roof, and down the nose to help keep the sun out. Then there's a double layer of that stuff through the underbelly to help keep, basically to help keep heat in or out as you want it. Now, there's a difference between a radiant barrier and insulation. It's a little bit, it's a whole separate video in and of itself. If you don't understand the difference, let me know. In English, it doesn't mean that this is a like polar Arctic grade camper now because we've added that package. It means that it will make your extended season comfort more comfortable. That's the biggest thing here. Last year, at the time of this filming anyway, I don't know when you're watching this, but last year from the time of now, they made the optional off-road package standard. So these things now have a axle riser kit and bigger all-terrain tires with some good-looking wheels on there. I like those wheels better than what they had. And also above that, you'll find a galvanized steel wheel well, which is a little more obvious to see with the axle riser kit. And the idea there being better ground clearance, and it really helps keep things like your sewer connectors over here up off the ground. But what's also nice is right above that sewer connection, you notice how you have all centralized hookups? They're all in one easy, convenient, centralized spot so that you don't have to have cables and stuff strung all over the place. We are prepped and ready for a Voyager backup camera on the Winnebago series. That's something that we can assist you with here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan, if you are so inclined. Ladders were optional years ago, have since become standard. This also has, they put the biggest awning on it that they could. They theoretically could have extended the awning further, a little bit further, but it would have blocked that bedroom window, and I don't think anyone would want a big giant awning beam hanging over their bedroom window. It does have tilt and lock arms. There is LED lighting below it, which is very nice if you want to use this for evening patio use. Theoretically, you could do a wall mount TV here on Winnebago sidewalls. I have yet to find a person who is actually like, everybody basically says the same thing. There's no way I was going to run a screw through my better fiberglass on my Winnebago. So what I always do is I bring a little portable picnic table and I use my outside TV hookups on a little table next to the tires. I hear that 10 times out of 10. Now with the bigger tire kit, they, you know, you have a little bit nicer step riser system here, so coming in and going is a little bit easier. Remember, inside that door, it does have its own full window, not just a frosty glass thing. And those are the nicer aluminum plank steps that are far more sturdy underfoot. And of course, anti-slam door so it doesn't smash the awning if the awning arms are open, as well as that larger entry handle for easy coming and going. Easy to miss thing is down here, you see those white tags. We do have a gas grill quick connection, and this thing inside of this extra large baggage door, you have an even extra larger compartment. So that big box that we're looking at, that is the double propane tanks and cover and tray, and everything ships in those boxes. And you can see how it is dwarfed by the size of this big pass-through compartment. Plus, we have easy one-hand magnet holdbacks and simple little slam latches. They also seal the piano hinges on these Winnebago baggage doors so that long-term benefit comes into play. If you live in an area where maybe it gets a little icy from time to time, or it just hard freezes like it does here in Michigan, water can't get on those hinges and freeze, expand, and spring the hinges and cause it to be kind of wonky, basically. And even though there's not much to see up top here on the roof of these Winnebagos, I do like to walk around them, simply demonstrate the fact that a little camper can have a fully walkable roof, because the smaller a camper gets, I've noticed the higher the likelihood of a non-walkable roof. Now, non-walkable can still be perfectly serviceable. There is a difference there, and there are some that I really don't understand how you're supposed to get up there and work on them. We don't represent anything like that here at Haylett RV, but to each their own. I'm sure that those RVs will save you a little bit of money. But if, again, what you're looking for is that all aluminum skeleton like you have here on the Winnebago, that you know, nicer plywood flooring in your main deck, well, basically, if what you're looking for is something like you want to make it the last RV I'm ever going to own, having it say Winnebago on the side, it's a pretty good way to go. So, you can see that we carry a lot of different things. They're all cool in different ways, guys. And that is very true. Like I said, I can definitely find you a less expensive camper. Can I find you one put together a little bit better? I don't know. That's tough. Winnebagos have really earned our respect here at Haylett RV, and you can see the giant service center over here. We are a service-based facility. RVs have to perform or else we don't keep them here. And I'm not going to tell you that I represent perfect campers. I'm not a smoke and mirrors kind of guy. I'm a very realistic, real world kind of guy. But what I can tell you is that if what you're looking for is the greatest peace of mind, putting Winnebago on the side of an RV is a great way to achieve that. Now, we do hitching, pieces, parts, trades, finance, truck and trailer package deals, RV delivery, and everything in between here at Haylett RV, but we don't do hidden dealer fees. So if you're looking for less BS and more camping, give us a call. Take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.